Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
And it feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light, when you hit that first joint, in the morning, and you.
I actually feel a lot more awake. Oh, it's been a little wild. I kind of feel like my inner teenager has taken over.
Uh-huh.
And because I have no willpower, and I started smoking weed again.
Uh-huh.
I've been overeating.
Mm-hmm.
I've been creative, which has been great, but I've kind of anything that has to do with self-care. It's this part of me that, it feels like a teenager. It's fuck that,
Yeah.
Fuck rules, fuck adults, fuck, responsibility.
Yeah.
So it's been really interesting, and it's hard not to judge myself for it, but I've been looking forward to talking to you about it, because when I mention it to other people, they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, it's kind of hard to just jump right in with others about what your part's doing today and how your other parts feel about it.
Yeah.
That does sound wild, and I'd love to hear more.
Yeah. Well, first, I started smoking, and I was I took about 6 months off, and I was well, I'm feeling better. I'll just smoke a little bit. I'll smoke in the evenings. And then after a few days, that went to then when I'm waking up in the morning, I'm I want to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And so many days it's been an all day long thing. But I'm, I've been trying to observe myself in those, while I'm smoking, and a lot of times I don't feel even good. I feel kind of in a heavy or dark, but I just want to keep smoking anyway.
Yeah.
I've definitely isolated a lot. Just
Did you smoke as a teenager?
No, I was, as a teenager, I became religious. I started going to like a Pentecostal church and was like the epitome of, trying to be perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So I've heard, let's see, you have the fuck it teenager, you have the part that is feeling judgmental, you have the part that's trying not to be judgmental, and then
Yeah.
and then there's the dark or the isolating, the parts that I just want to isolate.
Yeah.
Is the teenager part. I'm wondering if it's satisfying the teenager part, or if it's just kind of how the teenager part's coping with whatever's going on lately.
She likes being creative and productive.
Yeah.
Because when I'm smoking, I could just like sit for hours and, I told you I was working on that children's book, and
Yeah.
I added 5 pages, and I thought it might take me a few months to finish the artwork, but I finished it in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's, I guess because I haven't been creative in like a few years. I mean, on and off, but there's definitely a part that feels like, I'm worthy because I've been creative.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Feels like an important. It's an important element of who you are, and it's something that you had lost touch with, and yeah. Now you're celebrating it.
Yeah, but I feel like part of it is that productive part that's like, I'm not worthy of love unless I'm producing.
Yeah.
It's like a mix.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if that's common to almost all exiles, is the unworthy feeling.
Yeah.
So of all of those parts, which does one come up that you'd like to examine, or that you'd like to get to know better, change your relationship with?
I think the fuck off part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And maybe we can get to know what she's after, and how to work with her in a way that works for you.
Yeah.
Well, where does that part reside in your body? The sensations come along with it.
There's like a warm feeling in my chest, like in a kind of a tickling, like an excitement.
Mm-hmm. And I know that you are able to flesh out your parts in a very descriptive way. A lot of your parts have names and have very visual elements. So
Yeah.
do you see this part like that?
I'm laughing because I see her like the 80s, you know, when I like first became a teenager. Very like tall hair and bright clothes and you know, kind of Madonna inspired. Like,
yeah, I think you mentioned that before. She likes to dress up a little, or whatever you would call that kind of dressing.
Yeah, she's like wild and free. She's like, this is what I want to wear, and this is what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it matches. I don't care if it scares people.
Yeah. And you've told me now that you know you have mixed feelings about this part. You wanna let her do her thing, but you also have some concerns about what she's protecting. You have concerns about is it healthy, this and that. So right now, how would you say you're feeling towards this part?
I'm feeling like kind of happy. I like her.
Yeah. Does she know that?
I don't know. Let me ask. No.
Can you show her?
Okay. I'm imagining us dancing together to a Madonna song.
Yeah. You like some of the same music.
Yeah.
She's got that fuck off attitude, but I just wonder if you can get through that yourself and let her know that you care about her.
Oh. Yeah, I kind of feel like she's, at least on the surface, she's like, I don't need your approval. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, not that she doesn't dislike it. She just is.
She's tough.
Yeah, she's tough.
And it sounds like you have some admiration for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. and you also have some compassion because you recognize where that comes from. I
Yeah.
mean, not because
Yeah.
not that that's a pathology to be tough, but she's had to deal with some stuff. So see if you can just show her some compassion too.
Yeah, most of the parts really care what other people think. So I appreciate that she is independent.
Yeah. I think it's important with, especially with kind of teen parts, is them having that independence is important, and us respecting that is important too. Where it's like you don't have to. She doesn't have to come be boring and sit on the couch with you, or whatever, in order to connect. You can show her your respect, your admiration, and your compassion, even when she's kind of out of the house, so to speak. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure what you mean by out of the house.
I mean, sometimes the teenage parts, or all kinds of parts, they want to go be adventurous, and and I mean, I could just speak for myself, where myself says, no, I want everybody to be all huddled up here and holding hands,
Uh-huh.
and I just want to kind of wave that flag of that doesn't have to be what connection looks like for all of the parts, and it's okay, for them to fly the coop, and
Okay.
if you have that, you can still have that connection.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So can you just ask her what she does want you to know about her?
Okay. Well, I was just saying, I just want to have fun and be free. And if anybody tries to tell me what to do, they can fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. So how does she relate to this be productive to be worthy part? Does she know that part? Does she feel that?
The productive part?
The need to be productive in order to be worthy part. Is she protecting that part? Does she know that part? Is that something she carries?
Okay. kind of feel like it's a separate part. It's like, I don't know, maybe a part that's trying to control her.
Yeah. And when she says that she just wants to be free, like, how do you feel about that?
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder if that's the case, then I wonder if that part is really, you know, what's coming up as being problematic, because it sounds like the relationship with the teenager is, you know, you're pretty well aligned.
Mm.
She wants to be free. You want her to be free.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe it's the productive part that is, because when I start talking about that, I feel heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, you might just ask the teenager, does she have, like, what is her relationship with productivity? Does she care? Does she have any of that going on for her?
She isn't opposed to it, but she likes to be more go with the flow.
Yeah.
And kind of like a, you know, it'll get done when it's supposed to get done.
Yeah. And she's creative.
Yeah.
Let her know how much you appreciate that, and just how bleak the world would be without creativity. And
Okay. Yeah, she appreciates that.
now, I don't know how to ask this, because I personally, I'm kind of scared of teenagers myself. So, can you find a way to ask her? Is she afraid? Is she scared of something? Is there something more that she wants to tell you about, that she's concerned about?
Okay. She's afraid of being like trapped or like captured or imprisoned.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I think anything that silences her is like a prison.
Yeah. And do you know where, I mean, is that another part of you that does that silencing? Or is that something just out in the world? Or both?
Probably both. Probably triggered by the world, but yeah, a part of me that says it's not safe to be loud and bold.
Yeah. Can you ask her what you can do for her?
Okay. I think just protect her from anyone or anything that tries to silence her. There may be situations where she can't necessarily come out, but I can protect her in those situations and just not let anything completely silence her.
Yeah. Yeah, I would thank her for her time, and then I would start looking for these other parts that are either silencing her or are the productive in order to be worthy parts.
Okay.
Unless you're picking up on something else that's going on with her.
No.
Yeah. Well, awesome. It's awesome that your teenager is alive and well and doing her thing, and she's able to dance. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks. Is she almost alive with her? Do you get that way with any of your parts?
Yeah, that she's a part of you. I mean, she's a big part of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. should we move on to? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think the productive part. I think the part that concerns me most about it is that I neglect self-care, like going for walks and, being good to my body.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I wonder if that's, there's, so are you saying that the productivity part, you think, takes away from that self-care?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think so. Because when I think about, I should go for a walk or whatever, do something for self-care, get in nature, I feel like the productive part's like, no, you have to keep working.
Yeah.
That's a waste of time.
Okay. So you want to talk to that part?
Yeah.
Okay. Where does that part live? What does that part feel like?
Feels like heavy and sad. Also on my chest. And then like I feel like the left side of my face.
Okay. And can you turn towards it and see what it looks like? Does it also have a being that you can see?
Yeah, I see kind of like a little kid, almost like a cartoon, with a big head and working, kind of like an elf, like an elf, like slaving to get Christmas toys ready, just like sitting at this desk and just completely obsessed with whatever work is going on.
Yeah. How do you feel towards that part?
I feel compassion.
Good. Can you ask it for a moment of its time? Can you make it aware of your desire to get to know it?
Okay. He can talk, but he's very busy.
Yeah.
Like he has to keep working.
Yeah, I have one of those parts too. Maybe more than one. And it's a fine line between, you do want to respect their thing. So but you also want to have the communication. So any way that you can get yourself in there without stirring them up too much.
Yeah, he'll talk.
Yeah. So ask him if it's a he or it, what it wants you to know.
He just feels like he's on a deadline. He can't stop.
And what would happen if he did stop?
Get in big trouble.
Oh. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Can you let him know that?
Okay. Yeah, he's glad I understand.
Yeah. And maybe, I don't know, maybe let him know that he won't be in trouble with you.
Okay.
And I mean, still, you respect his reality, and maybe there are parts of you that feel otherwise, but this you, this self, is okay with him having breaks.
Okay. He feels like it doesn't really matter what I want. There's, the monster.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just try to show him as much appreciation and compassion as you can for a very real monster that he had to deal with. Just, yeah, appreciation. And because you've done some work with your parts around monsters, ask him if you could change that. If you could fix that problem so that there wasn't any threat of any monster. What else would he like to do with his energy?
Okay. He wants to go outside.
Yeah.
I think he's been in the dark. So he wants to see the sun.
You might ask him if he wants to do that now, with you. If there's, maybe you do it in baby steps. Maybe you just turn the night light on first, or whatever. Or maybe he wants to. Maybe he's not ready, but you could offer it.
Okay. Yeah, he wants to.
Okay. Well, go for it. He's safe with you. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just like sitting on a beach.
That's so nice.
Yeah, he's relaxed and feels safe, happy.
Ask him what he needs from you in the future.
Okay. I think he needs me to remind him that he doesn't have to be productive, and of course to protect him from the monster.
Would that reminder be just part of your check-ins?
Yeah. And I think maybe being in nature can be a reminder.
And remind me, you're doing check-ins daily, or how's that going?
Let me think. Yeah, I'm checking in daily, I'd say.
Awesome. It's interesting that you're thinking to yourself, I should get out in nature, and this part is previously saying, no, we don't have time for that. But what he's asking of you is to take him out in nature.
Yes.
You also mentioned that he was kind of childlike.
Yeah.
A lot of parts are, and they need your leadership, right?
Yeah.
I'm imagining like a child with a, busy with a toy or something, and you want to go to the beach, and so it's like, okay, well, you can play that in the car, like, you here, let me just put you in the car, and you don't have to even really know that we're going anywhere. Oh, look, we're at the beach.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of trick him.
a little bit.
Yeah. Might be what he needs.
Or I'm just thinking about my own too busy to go out for a walk parts, and sometimes I will. What busyness looks like for me has a lot to do with like lists. I'm just a list maker, and I just end up buried in lists of lists. So a lot of times when I want to go out for a walk, I'll I have this part of me that's like, I have to be productive, and I say, okay, well, tell you what, let's be productive on the walk. Grab the pen and paper, you know, I'll be able to make my list if I need to, kind of thing. It's kind of a compromise.
Yeah.
Of like, and then it's a productive walk, it's kind of,
Yeah.
it's win-win.
Do you end up writing anything down?
A lot less than I thought than that part thought it would. So yeah. I usually do take a note or two. But I'm not. I'm in a different world, and that's what I wanted. It's amazing, really, what just stepping out the front door can do. I mean, and that's what my breaks are. I just go outside for 5 minutes. It's like a complete reboot.
Yeah.
I really love how great you are at this, and how you just are able to go through it and to do it. You can just do it.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
What happens usually, or another?
Well, I think
scenarios.
I think anybody who's new to it is, I mean, there's the kind of just the learning curve, or really it's a believing curve. It's like, no, really, you can talk to your parts. No, really, you can see them. I think a lot of people, or a lot of parts of people, put up a fight and they say, nah, yeah, okay, whatever. And that, they're usually convinced after one conversation, but um, it can still be hard. It can still be hard for all kinds of reasons. I still think there's a big sensory component, and some people can just see it and they can feel it, and others really spend a lot of time in that, just translating, verbalizing, or just kind of, I don't know, kind of, they just don't quite tap in as quickly or as deeply. I mean, I still remember our first session where it was like, oh, okay, we're going to go there right off the bat. And you didn't really need, and if I asked you to say something to a part, or to say what a part looks like, you're able to do that. You just, okay. It's awesome.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Well, do any parts of yours have any comments or concerns about the work you did today?
No, I feel good.
Good. And make sure to thank the parts that showed up and spoke with us. And I would still bookmark there's still the part that has an unworthy that we didn't get to, and that is probably lurking somewhere or hiding somewhere. You know, you had there's the fear of the monster, and I think that's probably separate from, you know, the fear of not being loved.
Okay.
I imagine.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And it's so common. That's another reason I'm bringing it up, is because I know it so well.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll send you some stuff. It was awesome talking with you today again. And
you too.
Talk soon.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Zikri, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.